Hey everybody, it's Kerry with the week ahead look from January 4th through the 10th. This will be our first full week of the Western calendar 2026. Since I saw you last, I've been fighting that flu that's going around and I've been kind of low. Everything today took longer, and so I'm finally getting this done. Let's get into it. The first thing that I woke up to was news of an attack from the U.S. on Venezuela. So I just thought I would show you the chart of the moment that thing happened. I thought it was interesting vis-a-vis where the moon is. It was the full moon. Just before the full moon moment, really. And you can see up in the upper right corner there, moon with Jupiter retrograde. I also want to call your attention to our friend Rahu over here and the degrees, almost 17 degrees. And then look at the moon, almost 17 degrees. And Rahu does aspect Gemini from Aquarius, also Libra, which the rising sign was Libra, by the way, at that moment. It was a kind of a big deal. I don't know if you watch the news or not. You probably read about it or have an opinion about it, but it's just interesting vis-a-vis the United States chart as well. I've done, I did a recent reading for the U.S. I'll try to put a little link to it. The U.S., if I look at the chart, I'm the James Kelleher. I match his a chart, which is 6:30 p.m. July 4th, 1776 in Philadelphia. That gives a Sagittarius rising. All of those planets you see right there are in the sign of Sagittarius. And then the U.S. has a very stacked up 7th house, which is Gemini, like 4 planets in there. Very similar planets. One of them is Jupiter, though. So I'm just saying this is the United States and its allies and the relationships that it has. It's a very strong country because of its relationships. And a lot of that feels very unstable right now. So it's really got me thinking about retrograde Jupiter that's up there in Gemini, which is transiting the 7th house of the U.S. And if we don't believe the rising sign of that chart, it also transiting through a very heavy Gemini that the U.S. has. So, after that, and I know things have been kind of exciting for a while, it really made me think that with retrograde Jupiter, let's think about that. Retrograde planets tend to stir up the indications of those things. And with Jupiter's general feeling of being a good guy, the helper, the priest at the church, the doctor at the hospital, the lawyer helping you get through your legal issues, the judge making a good judgment. These are all Jupiter jobs. With retrograde Jupiter, it seems like we're having trouble getting that good juice out of Jupiter. Every year, the Jupiter will go retrograde for a period of time. And it went retrograde, oh my gosh, I can't remember, November or October. But it's until March 10th that Jupiter is still going to stay in retrograde motion. So on the world stage, I know not a lot of us can do a lot of things. We're affected by it. But in your life with retrograde Jupiter and what it's doing, it seems like the revelation of what's broken or what's rotten or what's corrupt is really flying out all over the place right now. So on a small scale in our own life, it's a good time to kind of dig in and see what's not working and really be honest with yourself about, smaller levels of what's actually not contributing to the good of your life. Jupiter's showing us that right now. What is weak? What is corrupt? What is not putting us in a good direction? So just kind of keep all that stuff in mind as we go through the next few months. Okay. All right, let's get into this week. I am going to switch us over to chart of the tomorrow morning's moment. So this is Sunday, December 4th, and it's around sunrise, and I'm from Colorado, so you guys can just see what from my perspective, the astrologer's perspective. Okay, so last night, that big full moon in Ardra Nakshatra. Ardra is actually also ruled by or associated with Rahu. It's very dynamic. And also the symbol for Ardra is one of the symbols is a teardrop. So it's a kind of a nakshatra that shows, forces us to look at the sad things. So anyway, gosh, Kerry, you're so heavy today. Anyway, it's the 4th tomorrow. The moon will be you can see it's got moved out of Gemini and into Cancer starting on that Sunday. So Sunday and Monday, the moon is in Cancer. And that is a good thing. I mean, the moon is happy in Cancer. It's its own sign. It could feel really emotional when the moon goes through Cancer, whether it's in Pushya or Ashlesha, which is Sunday and Monday. It could be kind of emotional. The other thing is to notice that the moon in Cancer this week is between that retrograde Jupiter, which now suddenly seems like, should we trust this guy? And Ketu, which can also bring out problems or obstacles or blockages. So if you're feeling really stuck, don't know which way to turn on Sunday and Monday, it could be because of that moon in Cancer that seems like it's between a rock and a possible hard place. So, that's the thing. We still have to get through life. But the moon in Cancer is not a bad thing. If you have to make a decision or whatnot, it's still bright. It just got past the full moon. So it may not be such a bad thing. And just a shout out to all of you Cancer rising and Cancer moon people. It's been really hard for you lately. I've just been witnessing. So please hang in there. Take care of yourselves. We'll get through it. All right, let's go to, this is Monday. Oh, whoops. Nope. Hold on. I got myself all messed up. Okay, here we go. This is Monday. Moon's still in Cancer. It's just a different nakshatra. Ashlesha nakshatra has the symbol of a serpent. It's got some sort of magical energy to it. So, Monday might not be, it might feel better actually than Sunday. And, that's all I've got to say about that. All right, let's move on. This could be a short one today. Tuesday, the moon, Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to have that moon with Ketu in Leo. And anytime something's with Ketu, Rahu's also aspecting it. So whenever the Rahu is hitting the moon energy, it can have those sudden effects, like your country suddenly bombs another country, or you suddenly find yourself in a pickle. It doesn't always have to be bad. It could be winning the lottery. I mean, check out your chart. Maybe if you have a good thing in Leo, you buy a lottery ticket. I'm just kind of kidding about that. All right, so Rahu hitting the moon. But Leo is otherwise pretty secluded right now. Not a lot of other planets are aspecting it. You know what? I want to go back a day. I want to show you something I forgot to mention. Because Mars is a powerful planet. It's sitting over here in Sagittarius with all those other planets. It likes Sagittarius. It's great. Mars is firepower. It's a guided missile. It's a lot of fiery energy. We actually count on Jupiter to guide Mars's power. And maybe with that retrograde Jupiter, the guidance is a little iffy. So maybe just hold up and don't do spontaneous aggression this week, maybe. So Mars is one of those planets in the Sagittarius, and from where it is, it's aspecting Jupiter too. There's like a back and forth thing going with all those planets in Sagittarius aspecting Jupiter. So it's an energy going back and forth. But the other thing I wanted to point out with the moon in Cancer up there is Mars actually aspects Cancer right now too. So emotional, one of those emotions could be anger or frustration. So just zoom in and cool it this week. All right, let's go back. This is Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, we're talking about the Leo thing. When the moon is with K2, is that great? Again, it's blockages and problems and sometimes things you can't control. I recommend meditating or going out in nature or withdrawing a little bit, maybe making it a half day at work. Don't push yourself too hard this week, especially toward the beginning of the week. I don't think pushing ourselves really hard when the moon is with K2 is a super good idea. It's better to take care of yourself, to withdraw, to sit, to say less. Say less. Okay, let's cruise on to Wednesday. This is moon still in Leo. So Tuesday, it's Magha Nakshatra, and Wednesday, it's Purva Falguni. Magha can be very bring you into the past, thinking about the past, or even your family members who have passed. It's a good day to kind of, I'm talking about Tuesday. I'm showing Wednesday, but Tuesday. Really, you can pull in with Magha Nakshatra. And then Purva Falguni maybe feels a little more active, a little more social. And the moon has moved past K2 already when it gets into Purva Falguni. So, good days to maybe get things done all through this week, actually. And I'll point out that the only really planet moving this week is the moon. No other planets are moving signs. I will point out that Wednesday, Rahu and Ketu are going into a direct motion for a few days. I've talked about that. I don't have to dwell on it right now, but just for those of you tracking that, that's happening Wednesday through Saturday. The nodes are direct. I think when the nodes are direct, it's a good time for cleanup or just taking care of things that maybe feel hard and require a little courage or a little faith. So Wednesday through Saturday, we've got that with the nodes. All right, it's Thursday, the 1st. Thursday is the 8th, January 8th. And you can see the moon's gone over to Virgo. Uttara Falguni, which is the next nakshatra after Purva Falguni. So when the moon goes into Virgo, we're getting Saturn aspecting the moon. So that can always feel a little tough, like mental pressure about something. And whatever Virgo is in your chart, maybe that's where the pressure manifests for you. So again, Thursday, things might not be moving that fast. Thursday is also Jupiter's day, and we've got that retrograde Jupiter. So maybe not too much pressure on yourself this week. The moon is waning as well, gradually losing energy and light. So that is Thursday, Saturn opposite the moon. Pretty strongly, because Saturn's only at 2 degrees 26 on that day. And so just as the moon gets into Virgo, it's going to feel that pressure from Saturn as well. All right, let's go to Friday the 9th. Moon's still in Virgo, but it's gotten into Hasta. Hasta means hand. And it's probably a good day to get some stuff done. All those things on your list that you want to get done before the weekend, Friday is your day. So do your best, do the responsible things. That's what Saturn also wants you to do. All the things that you've been avoiding and that you've been pushing to the side, and do it. Do it on Thursday and Friday, especially Friday. So, all right, let's go to Saturday, and that's the 10th of January. And moon goes, it's the very end of Virgo, and during the day it'll move over into Libra. It's in Chitra Nakshatra. Chitra means to draw or to make pictures. I love Chitra for creativity, like design or doing art or creating anything. It's dynamic. It kind of has that Mercury, Virgo, and then Venus, Libra, because Chitra goes between those two signs. So I like Chitra. It's creative. That's Saturday. So we're end of the week at this point. Later on Saturday, the Rahu Ketu will resume their retrograde motion. So yeah, quiet week in the sense of not a lot of other planets moving, but the moon. However, next week, wow, a lot's going to move. So that given that, knowing that next week we're going to have a lot of dynamic movement with the planets, all those planets in Sagittarius are going to jump up and go into Capricorn. You can see, I don't know if you've been checking out the degrees of Venus, Mars, and Sun, but they're traveling all globbed up together. They're just Venus and Mars are combust. I talked about that in either last week or in my monthly forecast. So if you want to check out the January 2026 forecast, I'll put a link there. But yeah, the combustion of Venus and Mars, and what can we do with that? Maybe that has something to do with feeling like you're trying to do things and nobody's seeing it or hearing you. That could be the combustion feeling a little bit. So if that's going on, maybe we chalk it up to that. So next week, big week, lots is changing. But this week it seems quiet. So take care of those little daily tasks. Finish up loose ends that you didn't get done last month or last year. And I hope you have a good week. There's a lot going on, and I hope you're all taking care of yourself. Please put your comments down. I love questions and comments in the section there, and I try to get to them as soon as I can. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good week. Bye.